Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basic. Checking the deuces, how we do text, baby. Man, I dug us back. You know what it is. Know what it is. The only place you're going to get it, 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 only place you're going to get it is right back in the basic. Checking the deuces, how we do text, baby. Man, I dug us back. You know what it is. Real man rise up. Fake man rise down. Real woman rise up. Fake woman rise down. Right to where preacher preach on. And today's topic we're going to talk about is, yo, Harvey, I just saw your video and you was talking about Carl. You old enough to know what I'm saying. It don't tell what the video was title was, but my video response to your video, I'm gonna call this right here: African American versus Black. There's a real reason why that in the Black community there's a lot of divide between African Americans and Black Americans. People who come from the foreigners and then over here born in the United States. Like, let's go to African American. African Americans, we've been taught that whites brought us over here, they were slaved us, and all this other stuff that we've been taught, which is a bunch of damn bullshit. Because let's be honest, when you hear that term, look, when that Roots first came out, Jesse Jackson was the one came up that term African American. He the one came up with that in the 80s or something, 80, 81, 82. He the one decided after he was about to run for president. Black is just a word for Black Americans, the blacks who were born out here. When Chris Rock did a stand-up comedy, he said there's black people and there's nah. Every time when black people get together, nah is the ones always mess it up. And people start saying it what Chris Rock was saying. But let's say if he would have stand-up comedy would have said there's white people and there's white trash white people, I guarantee nobody wouldn't be laughing. Now whites will say that, yeah. There's good and bad in every other race. Now some will laugh. Yes, some will laugh. You got Eddie Griffin. He did the joke and everybody laughed. He said you got the white folk like, hey, how's it in the morning? And you got the average white guys, and he said all that. And he said, you got the African American, I go to this school today. And then you got the with the be at the players ball. And I'm going to be the one today. So I love Eddie Griffin. But there's a real reason why we've been taught the way we've been taught. Let me go to this again, Harvey. Please look at this, man. When you hear the term African American, a lot of people don't even know what the term African American came from. Let's look it up. Because I don't believe but whites brought blacks over here. It's impossible. Here it is. African American. African American is referred as African American is referred as Black American or Afro American. Afro American comes from Malcolm X, and a Negro American. It's an ethnicity group of the citizen or relatives of the United States with a total or a part of the ancestry from any of the native population of Sub-Saharan African. And the term may also been used in included those individual who are the descendants from African slaves. You see this right here? For those who call yourself African American, only way you're going to be an African American, you got to be brought out here from European colonization. I mean, I never believe this kind of stuff because they ain't going to never talk about there are black people born out here before they brought other blacks in. Blacks sold other blacks, just like whites sold other whites. Asians sold other Asians. But for those who don't want to look at this, hey, you can look this up. I can't make you believe in this or not. It's up to you. As is a compound and to reject as this, the term is usually in hyperly native as African American. African American certified the second larger race and ethnicity minority. For those who use the word minority, minority means loser. That's what they mean. Don't let anybody call you minority. Because when people say minority, they basically saying you're a loser, you're not immature, or you're not old enough to take responsibility. For you need other people, people that speak or represent a representative to you. Basically, majority rules. You could say it. In the United States, most African Americans are of West or in the Central African descent, and are the descendants of enslavement blacks within the bondage of the President of the United States. However, the immigrants from African, Caribbean, Central American, that's what I mean, Central American and South American nations, and the descendants may or may not self-identify with the term. So what they're trying to say right here, that only way you're going to be an African American, you got to have what part of tribe you from, what part of descendants of your people, what part of it don't tell you. This explains a lot, that we buy this what's been taught from the roots, from the damn all these damn slave movies. NAACP need an ass whoop for this. I'm sad what NAACP going through right now. They need to start telling the truth, because this term African American, when we call ourselves African American, basically we're saying we're conquered Americans. That's what we're saying. No wonder why they use the damn term conquer America. They're trying to say we ain't conquered nothing. We ain't conquered a damn thing. I mean, you know, oh my God. Do I have to explain to this? Because it says right here. Look how bullshit it is. African American history started in the 16th century with the Africans forcibly taken as slaves to the Spanish American, and in the 17th century with African slaves were taken to the English colonization in North America as founders of United States. Black people continue to be enslaved and treated as inferior. And the circumstances are changed by reconcile and the present of the black community, and part of in the great military conflict of the United States, and the eliminate of racial discrimination and the civil rights movement. In 2008, Barack Obama became the first African American being elected to president of the United States. This is what it says. You know, my folks been lied to. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. This whole divide between African and African American and Black American, it just stated right there. But you ever wonder what the term Africa come from? It comes from the Roman African canis that defeated Hannibal in the Third Punic War. This is a black man even explain what the term African means. Just like American. How many people know an American? The colored crop people. They can look up the old money that built this United States. But yet they target Black Americans. Why? Because they're trying to say Black Americans are basically, we're a dead race. That's what they're saying. We don't know our history. We don't know who we are. We don't know where we come from. We don't even know the certain language that we use. Our religion has been taken from us. The language, the food. I can go on. Why do you think they call soul food? Because we eat leftovers. Leftovers dessert. But everybody else get the full meal. I'm never buying this so-called racism shit, because I know Europeans are lying somewhere. Come on. The term Europe. Look at the term Europe come from a Greek woman that's sitting on the Torah bull. You would think anybody would know this. You would think education people know this stuff. They don't teach this they don't teach people this at school. They don't teach you this. They only teach you what they want you to teach you, what they but based on his based on education to them, how they find what education to them. Education meant for the system. But my education, self-educational for yourself. That explains it a lot. So Harvey, I'm gonna tell you something. When we was living before all these other people move in here, there were some African people live right next to us. There were some cool people. But I noticed that they won't play those other kids. They'll play anyone else, but they would not play those other kids. They was prefer black Americans. They was doing bad and all this other stuff. And Africans are the ones that brought over here and not brought a come in here to get the American dream. And I asked one of the kids, how come you don't play those kids over there? And he was saying to me, I couldn't believe this African kid told me we can't play with them. They are the enemy. I never forget that day when he told me that. And I'm saying to myself, did his uncle taught him this? You see how divided that we are? You see how divided? Black Americans and Africans will never come together. And African American, it just won't happen. It need to, because I'm going to tell you something. What's the difference between Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Mandela, right? Mandela is African, right? No disrespect from Africans, but some Africans, they think they're better than you. They think the same way like Europeans think they're better than other Europeans, better than other blacks. You got blacks think they're better than white. For some reason, I see why they think like this. And then you got Martin Luther King. He African American. He taught to love everybody and all this other stuff, and and this and that. And he the one want to migrate with white people. But you never heard white people ever migrate with blacks. You never heard that. Why is it that it's always the black community are the ones who want to migrate everyone else, but they don't want to migrate with us? That's something we need to start looking at, start asking questions. Malcolm X, he was the black American, Negro American. He's not African American. He's not black. He's not African. He's a Negro. There are blacks people who already live out here before they brought other blacks here. They won't talk about indigenous people. They won't even talk about that. Oh, hell no. They won't even say about it. Do you think that Europeans would ever admit and say, oh, we got some black relatives? They'll say African, but they will not say, I got black people in my family. They'll say African American. What's the difference between a European American and white American and Caucasian? See, you see what I'm saying? It's all that confused. It confused a whole lot of people. So don't give me this so-called slavery bullshit, because that's what it really is when it comes down to it. The reason why people are racist is because they bought this scientific racism, this promote this idea who could put one race to make them feel like they're superior and other race make them feel like they're inferior. It's a color system. It's based on how you treat it in society, but not as a person, as a human being. And they better understand what these racist terms when they hear it all the time. This is why a lot of women, y'all fucked up. Many of y'all don't realize all the men that you get involved in your life. And ladies need to come together and say, ladies, what have we done to ourselves? If it's up to today, and men got to come together and say, what the hell are we want from a woman, or a hoe? We fucked up too as men, and that explains a lot. And you can't get mad at white people think they're superior. Let them think. They even say the same thing to their own people. You got other people think they're better than white. People are better for themselves. I never buy this whole superior. It doesn't matter if black is the original race or not, or white. It doesn't even matter. Every original race became the first or last, and last became first. Every original race became the original, and they own original in their own way. This is some bullshit. But why people buy into this? Why they believe this color system that what we've been taught? I don't get it why people taught this at school, from the college, but they will never give you a real meaning of education. What means to that? I never buy in that belief. Fuck all these racist groups, because they ain't talking about nothing, because you don't see these people. I guarantee you, they condone ever since of Barack Obama. You won't hear shit about the Ku Klux Klan. You won't hear a goddamn word. But yet, but when Bush got us in war, not only lied, but once and twice. They didn't say shit. They didn't say a damn word. Whites didn't say nothing. Just like blacks ain't saying nothing now. Barack Obama was in there. But you got to ask yourself, this is what the term African American means. I never used that because I always wondered what the term Africa meant. Without coal, basically without Europe. That's what it means. You come on, man. I mean, and this supposed to be the original of what all the original mankind was started from. Then they said Europe was the original mankind. So what does that tell you? Every race of people come from Africa, not just blacks, whites, Asian, everybody else. There's white Africans, but they're not African, right? They're white Americans, right? But they supposed to be called. Why they don't say that white African Americans? They're Asians American. They're Asian Caucasian. They're Asian Africans. Are they African Asians? They African Asian American. You see where I'm trying to go with this? Just like what it means to be a European. Do all Europeans supposed to be European? There are black Europeans. Just like Asians. There are whites over there in Asia. Are there white Asians? You see where I'm going with this? This is why people need to stop buying this scientific racism. People were invaded by monkeys. Come on, man. The first thing they always say is black. They don't say in no other groups than black. Why they worry about blacks? I don't know. Is it because they came out of black? That's probably what it is. If there is, they ain't gonna never admit. If it's not, what is it? Or we came from other people. Just like the word slavery is a Slava language, Slava people. And I don't believe a word of it. Harvey, you got to look this up for yourself, because there's a real reason the civil rights movement ain't done a damn thing. And NAACP, they always been a joke. They've been a joke since with the Zionist people. I don't know how true it is, but they used to spy on black folks. I don't know how true that is. But that explains it. That explains why the term African or African American. How many Africans know that the term Africa has come from the third period war by the Romans? How many Africans know that? How many black Americans know it? Or African Americans? They don't know that, because you would think that the school district, and it's not their fault, it's a school district fault. They should have taught them this. They should have taught how Europeans and Asian and everybody else. That's why I don't believe a lot of this stuff. What are my folks taught, or whites, or anybody else? Because I know they lying somewhere. You can look this up for yourself. What matters is what it means to be a human being. And fuck all this scientific racism stuff, because all that is a racial propaganda. They pushing this and they're making money. And something got to put a stop to it, something that needs to. So Harvey, God bless. Keep doing what you're doing and do your thing. All right? All right. And black Americans and Africans and African Americans, they got to come together, because there's a real reason there's so much dividing. We divide all into ourselves, and every other race of people divide us. And they do the other growth. They divide by Asians, whites. They divide everyone else into divide away from us, away from them. Everybody got to come together, period. If it don't, people got to decide if they want to come together or not. Nothing else to decide. All right? All right. It's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Basics. Chugging the Deuces. How we do text, baby. Until next time. All right? All right. Peace, and I'm out.